Hey guys, so I was reading through the comments on my last video and I found a really interesting one that was asking me why I had not used my beard hair for my hair transplant. I realized I don't really talk about that at all in my past videos, so I thought today I would reveal why. Welcome back to the channel guys, my name is Amit, and if you don't already know, I got not one but two hair transplants done in Istanbul, Turkey from Vera Clinic. I've had about 10,000 grafts in total for both procedures. I've documented both of those journeys on my channel. If you haven't already checked them out, you can see my monthly progress from the day I got my surgery up until what it looks like right now. I used to post a lot of helpful and educational content about a hair transplant, so if you're new to getting one or you're thinking about getting one, definitely check out the videos. If content like that interests you, please like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Alright, so the beard. I generally didn't want to use my beard hair because there's a bunch of different things that I wanted to consider prior to getting my hair transplant. First thing was that I wanted to make sure all of my hair was taken from my donor area, only because I didn't want the difference of the texture on my beard to be integrated with the texture on my scalp. There are a lot of different things to consider, but this was one of the main reasons why I didn't want to do it. Beard hair is typically more coarse and thicker, and generally it isn't a bad idea, but over time as your hair grows, it will only grow to a certain length, and also the hair on your scalp will definitely feel different, especially if you're just rummaging your hands through your hair. I've had a friend who's done it with his beard hair and I felt that difference, so maybe that's why I was a little against it. It's not the same for everybody. Your beard hair might be a little more softer versus my beard hair, so it really depends on the individual. One of the reasons why a lot of people go for beard hair is because there's a lack of amount on their donor hair. When I went and got my hair transplant, the clinics told me that I had a really good amount of hair on my donor area, so I didn't really feel the need to add more hair from my beard onto my scalp. Of course, if you are somebody who has a limited amount of donor hair, you should definitely try to opt to get some of the beard hair onto your scalp because it will help in density. My doctor at Vera Clinic did offer to take some of the hairs from my beard, but I politely refused because I knew going into it I didn't want that to happen. Looking back at it, I probably should have to add that density at the back of my hair because it's not entirely filled up, but honestly I'm not upset with the decision because, again, to me my goal was to make everything feel the same. If I were to ever touch my hair, I didn't want that difference in texture. Another reason why I didn't want to use my beard hair was because of the scarring that it leaves behind. I've seen certain people who've done it and I've seen the scarring just below your chin area, although you don't visibly see it. For me personally, I sometimes keep my hair out a bit longer on my neckline, so because of that, I didn't want that irregularity to happen. I value my beard quite a bit. I think my facial hair is what really makes me stand out sometimes, so I didn't really want to touch that. Again, it's up to personal preference. If you feel like you have a good amount of beard hair that you are able to let go of, then please do, by all means. But for me personally, I just didn't want to touch it because I didn't want that scarring on my neck. The next reason why I actually didn't want to use my beard hair was because I knew that the beard hair grows at a certain amount of length and it doesn't fully grow out just like how your donor area does, which can cause a lot of unevenness down the line. Again, I've seen my friend's hair who's done it before and I've seen some irregularity in that, and sometimes he has to keep his hair really short just to make sure it blends in with the additional hairs that have been added from his beard. He looks great with it, he has no issues with it, but again, for me, I just knew that I wanted everything to be consistent and try my best to achieve the look without it. And I think I've achieved the best I could without it for now. The next reason why I didn't want to have my beard transplanted onto my scalp was because of the injections that came after on my face. That was just something I wasn't prepared for. I knew that I already had gone through it with my scalp. I just didn't want to receive the same type of pain on my face. I do fine with injections, but generally if they're on my face especially, I think I'd freak out a little bit. So again, it just wasn't the routes that I wanted to take. I do talk about sometimes in my videos that I might consider doing it again, but that's one of the main reasons why I back off from it, because it is quite terrifying. So it really depends on the person, the individual, and how comfortable you are with doing it. I've seen people who've gone full out and got the injections all over their faces to get as much beard hair as possible. So you do heal and recover fine. It's just whether you want to go through that again. Another reason why I didn't want to do it was because I knew it would lead to a lot of discomfort. The healing process after a beard transplant takes a little while, and to apply razors or apply trimmers on that area again will be very sensitive. So it's something you have to think about before committing to taking hairs from your beard and placing it onto your scalp. Again, it's part of the process. If you are willing to make that commitment and go for it, then there's no issues with it. But if you're like me, who just did not want to go through that discomfort, avoid it completely. One of the last reasons why I didn't want to get my beard added to my scalp was because of the color of my beard. So right now my beard looks pretty black brownish, which is fine, but that's because I dye my beard. On other days, my natural hair right now is gray, and I wasn't sure if that grayness would transfer over to my transplanted area. That was something I didn't want to risk either, because if I would add gray hairs at the back of my head or even the top or the mid scalp, it would just not really blend in very well, and I'd be forced to dye my hair every single time, which is something, again, I wasn't really looking forward to. However, if you have a consistent looking colored beard, you can easily add it onto your scalp without having any issues. But for me personally, I just didn't want to do that because, again, adding a different colored beard to my scalp just means that I just have to dye my hair, and that's an effort that I'm not willing to do right now. Doing my beard is fine because it takes 5 minutes throughout the day. I've made a video about doing that as well, so you can check that out. But yeah, it's really depending on you. It's just something that I didn't want to do. So that's really the reason why I didn't want to go and put my beard hairs onto my scalp. I know it doesn't sound so positive, but there are good case studies of people who've done it and have had great results. I just personally was not a fan of it because I just wanted to stay consistent with my hairs from my donor area. You might be somebody different and you might have a different opinion of it, and it's completely fine. I'd still say speak to your clinic doctor and see what they would recommend, because sometimes you might have curly hair on your beard and might not match with your scalp hair as well. So just gotta think about what works for you versus what's the best option for the surgery. Also, if you don't already know, I have a one-on-one hair consultation service for anyone who needs any advice about a hair transplant, or if you just want to have a conversation about what you're going through. I'm your guy to do that. I help you talk about what clinics you can go to, what type of questions to ask your doctor, as well as giving you a full list of aftercares that would help you after your procedure. Definitely do consider booking some time with me if you haven't already, and we'll try to have that conversation. Alright, I think that is all for today. I am actually going to be on a little vacation for the next week, so I thought I'd drop this video just before I head off. I am going for my honeymoon finally, and I can't wait. I'm super excited to just take a break for a little bit, but as soon as I'm back, I'll finally have my wedding videos as well, and I'll be able to put something together for you guys to check out. So do look forward to that. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.